Okay, your whirlwind Fundations training. The first thing you're going to want to do, kindergarten first or second grade teacher, is to find your teacher's manual and look right inside the cover, and you will see this code. You need to go to wilsonacademy.com, the directions are in there, and register your manual. Once you do that, you will have an account to see many training videos on the website, and you'll have access to some very helpful things. The first thing I recommend that you do is to go and find your alphabet strip and put it above your board. You will be using your alphabet strip all year long and referring to these letters, and the letters are introduced by letter, keyword, and sound. P, pan, P. The first thing you'll want to do is get out your alphabet strip, for this is for all grade levels, and display it in your classroom. This is a kindergarten room. You're going to want to have this poster, which is laminated, hung up so you can model letter formation for the kids. You'll be learning about the skyline, the plane line, the grass line, and the worm line. That's for letter formation guidance. And you'll also want to hang up your student letter cards, and these are covered up with Post-it notes, and you will unveil the letters as you teach them. So when you teach the letter G, letter H, you'll remove the Post-it, and then they will be on display for the kids to use as you teach them. Those are, excuse me, magnetic letters, and you'll be able to move them around and build words with them as you teach the letters. This is a first grade classroom to start the year, and then you would start by displaying all of the things that were covered in kindergarten. The green cards are glued sounds. They call them glued because they teach them stuck together. You're going to want to become familiar with your teacher's manual. It is a scripted program, so it's not too hard to figure out. They teach you how to do tapping, which we use to segment the sounds and words. Each grade level has trick words that you'll teach along the way. And each grade level will have posters in the kit that you will be referring to during your lessons, and they list at the top what grade levels they're used for. You should get those laminated. They are kind of flimsy. You'll be referring to your alphabet strip all year long, and all the posters, I don't have them all to show you, but each individual grade level will have the posters in their kits. You're going to want to, especially in kindergarten, become familiar with Echo, the owl. Because in the lessons, he is a puppet, and the kids like him. But basically, he is Echo, the owl, and as you're introducing the letters, you want the kids to echo you. So if you're introducing A, apple, A, when Echo flies up, the kids know that is their signal to echo you. So only when Echo flies up into the air, they will repeat or echo A, apple, A. You'll also have Baby Echo, which is a puppet. It's a finger puppet, and they actually recommend that you turn him into a pointer. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do this or not, but you would call the kids up. You use him as a pointer. So the kids are expected to use him, but anyway, you ask them to find, and the kids would point using Baby Echo pointer. All the kids, this is the dry erase board for them to practice writing the letters in there, and it's going to be proper formation, especially in kindergarten. There is a script, and you'll see another one of those 3-ring cards to talk you through the formation of each letter. So if it's a letter A, you would tell them start A on the plane line, fly back on the plane line, down to the grass line, come back up to the plane line, and straight down to the grass line, and you want the kids to form the letters that way. In the kit, you'll also see these magnets. These are more useful in first and second grade, these are syllable frames. So if you're having the kids tell you how many syllables in the word combat, there's 2, combat. They stick on the board and they're dry erase. So you can write combat, put it together, combat, 2 syllables. In second grade and first, you'll also see, these are also magnets for on the board, suffixes for when you're teaching the kiddos about suffixes. These are the student letter boards. These are magnetic boards, and this is an example of a kindergarten one where they could practice putting them in alphabetical order. Down here is where you might do, so I drew that on there, so ignore that. But you get more magnets as you go up in grades and introduce more concepts. It's a bit of a bear to maintain, so what we were told to do to keep our kits organized when we first got them was to put with a metallic Sharpie to number every single tile that goes with this set. So if Joey loses his W and you find a 3 on the floor, a W with a 3 on the back, it's Joey's. I think, hey, that one even goes where it's supposed to. So, you know, it was a kindergarten board. This is set 3, and everything on it had a 3 on the back. So this would be a second grade board, and to keep it organized, I ended up going to the dollar store and buying these cookie sheets, because as you get into second grade, you're going to have blank suffix frames and different vowel teams that you will be introducing, and there's not enough room on these boards to keep all that stuff on there. So I kind of just numbered each set on the cookie sheet. You could do what you'd like to keep yours organized for the kiddos. In the second grade kit only, you'll find these gel boards. I can't put my finger on a gel pen right now. It's actually a magnet pen, but this is for the kids to practice writing trick words. And when they use the pen, it writes the word on here, and then they just rub it for the word to go away. So it's kind of fun for them. In the kits, you'll have these large sound cards, and this is what you teach your drills with. So they teach it letter, keyword, sound. So they say K, kite, k, and it's actually, there's your little script down the bottom. K, kite, k, and those little lines in diagonal lines indicate that's the sound. So if you're at the beginning of a lesson and it says drill sounds, you're just flashing these cards, L, lamp, L, and the kids will echo you, L, lamp, L. As you get into other sounds, they have all the consonants. Consonants are in a yellow, and all the vowel sounds are in this pink or salmon color. And they say E, ed, A, apple, A. So they have all of the consonants and short vowels. And then later on, in the beginning of first grade, you will get into some more sounds that they need to see. So there's the silent E, O, home, O, and that's with the silent E. So anyway, these are as I mentioned before, it is a scripted program. This is a first grade manual, but Unit 1, Level 1, it talks to you about, in a nutshell, in the whole unit. This is what you're going to cover, how long it should take, and what you're covering on certain days. It gives you an introduction to the unit. Procedures. This is how your letters should be set up at this point. Getting ready to teach Unit 1, because they've already learned those in kindergarten. This is to tell you what to get ready, what posters you should have out, different materials you'll have, and then it breaks it down by the sequence that you're supposed to teach the letters in weeks 1 and 2 and 3. So then it goes into the plan, day 1. Here's your daily plan. And then it literally breaks it down and scripts it for you. I'll send you links to some videos so you can see what skywriting and letter formation looks like and how it should be done. And basically it's just each day, and that was day 1. We're already on day 2. So this is in the beginning of the year in first grade. Every grade level has these Fundations activity cue cards in your kit. As a newbie, I recommend that you consider using these to help you stay focused on what you're supposed to do for each day. You don't do all of the activities every day, but you can put a sticky note on the activity if you're doing dictation today. Maybe put a sticky on there, and this kind of goes over what dictation is for and some examples of what you would do and what the students' responses should be. But there's all the different, this is second grade, so they do a lot of dictation in second grade, but there are some different activities in here, and it explains them. So it's the same stuff that is in the teacher's manual, but this is a nice handheld thing to carry around with you so that you don't have to, as you're getting used to the program, have to carry the manual around with you if you're not comfortable. It's even dry erase, so if you wanted to take the time to, write down which ones you're going to work on for that day, you could do that. Each grade level has packets of words in there. These purple color words are the trick words that I mentioned earlier, and then you'll have the word of the day, and those are black words, and they kind of go over the skill that they reinforce the skill that you'll be teaching in class. So those are part of the lesson. When you first open your Fundations kit, in addition to numbering all the student magnets, as I mentioned earlier, with a metallic Sharpie to try to keep track of those, these standard letter cards, there are magnets that come in your kit with sticker on the back, so you need to take the time to put the magnets on the back of all of your letters and anything that comes for your grade level. So there is a bit of setup time as far as that goes, getting those ready. These will be displayed on your board for the kids, for you and or the kids to be able to manipulate and build words with. So you'll need to take some time to do that, get those magnets on there. And as far as the large sound cards, they don't really have magnets with them, but I did put magnets on the back of mine. I have them on display, but you don't need to if you don't want, because there are posters that go along with those. As far as the posters that you'll see in your kits, I don't really have the kindergarten ones, but this is what is on the kindergarten poster. It's actually for K1 and 2, and it's literally just what the kids will see on the large sound card. So it's letter, keyword, and sound, and this is one that I had just cut up. And then they get down into the digraphs as well. And those digraphs are 2 letters that together make one sound. So they're taught in a separate lesson. As far as some other posters, so again, as I mentioned before, in first, second, and third, you'll use this R controlled vowels poster. And this one is for first grade. And we review it in second grade. I know it says welded sounds at the top. This is from an old kit. They call it glued sounds now because kids don't really understand welding, but they certainly know what glue is, and they just teach these letters as a chunk and it's glued together. So they teach A-L-L, ball, all. Here are some more posters. This is the Vowel Teams poster, and this one's used in first and second grade. But basically, Vowel Teams are two letters that together make a vowel sound. So they're not necessarily two vowels, even though many of them are, but some of them are not, but they work together to make a vowel sound. So these are drilled and taught in 1st and 2nd grade. This is a poster that is for 2nd grade that covers vowel sounds, long and short, so that they can see them together. In 2nd grade, we talk a lot about the syllable types, and this is really important that the kids learn about the different syllable types, because that's really what makes the vowel sounds stick out. And you can see that there's different markings on here, and there is actually a whole poster for marking up words. Here it is. So we teach the kids to mark words in a certain way. So when we teach digraphs, when they're writing, when we're doing dictation, they would underline the digraph. And we teach bonus letters, and that's when you have an L, an F, an S at the end of a word, and you need two of them, so we just call it a bonus letter. It doesn't make two sounds, but we just indicate a bonus letter with a star above that. When we teach the glued sounds, we put a box around. They have welded there, but it's glued in the new kit. So when they write a word that has a glued sound in it, they put a box around it. And this really does, believe it or not, help the kids to see these parts of words and to help them do it. A lot of the kids that I've worked with over the years say, "Oh, that's," they just love marking them up. "Oop, that's a glued sound," or "There's a digraph," and they just start marking up everything that they're writing. When we're marking up and we're doing suffixes, we underline the base word and circle the suffix. When we teach blends, we just underline each sound in the blend. And there's different markings for the different types of syllables. So that would be a closed syllable with a short vowel. This would be a vowel consonant E with a silent E. So we teach the kids how to mark those words up. This one is in 2nd grade. This one's a tricky concept, but there's different spelling options. So if you hear in a word, if you hear it could be spelled that way, or that way. If you hear the long A sound in a word, there's all the different possible spellings for long A in 2nd grade, because there are more in 3rd grade, but this is a 2nd grade poster. So when you're teaching the unit about spelling options, there's a book that goes along with the students in 2nd grade. We call it the Wild Isled book, but it's got the fuzzy little wild guy on the cover. And the kids really just need to look up the words. They just have to see if the proper way to spell it, because we can't spell them all by sound. We have to look them up. So like I mentioned earlier, when you get your teacher's manual, inside of the front cover, there is an access code. So when you go to wilsonlanguage.com/register, it takes you to this page, and you will put that access code in right here. Unfortunately, if the books that are already in the building were registered to someone else, that code only works one time. But I'm going to show you mine. So once I'm logged in, everyone, once you register your book, you'll have this green one right here, Prevention and Early Intervention. So you'll click on that, and it will take you to get access to some videos and some resources. So after entering into the green tab, this is where you can click to get those resources. So when I click that, it gives you a list of your resources, and I recommend that you go in. There's all different types of resources, but I recommend that you go into demonstrations, and then it will make available to you, it'll make available to you the book that you've registered for. So if you've registered a kindergarten book, you will click on that, and there are all different types of getting started videos. There are full lesson demonstrations, sounds. So any of these you can click on and get an idea of how this works. Same setup for first grade. I'm going to check with Summer to see when the materials are supposed to be in. If it's not going to be soon, I will probably share my login, which will take you to this page, and then you can just click on, it will take you to all of the grades, and then you can click the grade that you will be teaching and watch those different types of videos. So let's do just an example of a full lesson demonstration. Level K, Unit 1, Week 10.
We are going to start our lesson today with Mama Echo. She's going to listen to you do your letters, your keywords, and your sounds. Are you ready? Here we go. A, apple, A. A, apple, A. You.
So you get the gist, but you'll be able to watch these videos, and like I said, it's a scripted program, so it's very easy to follow.